Good morning, friends. How are you? Welcome to Akulmach, and today is September 18th. In our program, This Day That Year, let us find out what are the important incidents that happened today on this day, which are worth remembering. Let's find out. Well, friends, the first information is about Christopher Columbus, and as you know, that Columbus was trying to locate India, and logically he thought that he will go on the western side, and since Earth is like a globe, so from the western side he will hit the shores of India. That was his objective, but in the process of doing that, he discovered the new world, which is now known as Americas. However, he never reached the mainland of America. He actually got caught up in the islands of Bahamas, and on his last trip towards America, in order to locate India eventually, he actually landed on the coast of Costa Rica, which is on September 18th. 1502. So this is an interesting incident that happened on September 18th. Let's move on to the next one. We all know this Capitol building. In fact, it was in the news also. This is the Senate of the United States, and it's a very huge building and very remarkable building. But did you know on September 18th, George Washington himself laid the cornerstone or the foundation stone for this building in the year 1793 on September 18th. And today this building basically runs the government of United States. All the senators who basically represent the government sit inside, pretty much like Indian Parliament, and this is called Capitol. And it was laid, foundation was laid today on September 18th in the year 1793. Let's move to the next one. We all know that New York Times is a very popular newspaper, and in fact, if you examine the New York Times carefully, what you would notice is that they actually vouch their news, so much so that they mention, or there is a disclaimer in the paper itself, that if the news is published in New York Times, it can be used as evidence in the court of law. So they have so much confidence on their investigatory journalism. And today, on September 18th, 1851, the New York Times came into business, and the first publication started today on September 18th in the year 1851. Okay, let's move to the next one. Well, this is about Montreal. Montreal is a very, very popular city, and it is, quite a cosmopolitan today. But, humans can be crazy at times. And today, a very funny incident happened. I mean, you can laugh at the human race. In the year 1885, on September 18th, riot in Montreal broke out, and it was a very deadly riot where the people protested against the rule which government imposed on them to get the smallpox vaccination. I mean, the government is doing good for them. They are trying to save their lives by giving them smallpox vaccination, but people didn't want it. I mean, if you want to do good, they will go on rampage and they go on riot. Now, this is something which is worth remembering, a lesson for all of us, that sometimes people can behave in a very crazy manner. This incident happened on September 18th in Montreal, 1885. Let's move to the next one. We all know that secret agents and secret agencies, they have a huge responsibility to maintain the sovereignty of their own countries. Every country has a secret agencies which basically do spy on other countries, or basically keep tab of whatever is happening across the world. And similarly, a very popular secret agency called CIA, Central Intelligence Agency of United States, was created today, was actually officially launched today in the year 1947 on September 18th. And this launch was done by the President Truman. He was the president of the time, and CIA was already operating with different names, but then Truman consolidated all the efforts of this kind of this kind of activities, covert or non-covert operations, which are required to maintain secrecy and also understanding what the other countries are doing, what other people are up to. This CIA was launched today in the year 1947 on September 18th. Okay, let's move to the next one. Well, this is from China. I think most of us know that the China fought the British for independence, and their freedom struggle is called the Opium War, because they were fighting against the use of narcotics, and British very systematically plundered two countries here in Asia, which is India, where British forced the farmers to grow the narcotics. And I don't know whether you know, friends, that if you grow narcotics in your field, that field is rendered useless for almost a decade. Nothing grows on that. So they systematically destroyed some of the farmlands in India. They forced farmers to grow the narcotics. Then, using their shipping, which is East Indian Company, they used to take this narcotic and sell it in China, because India being a populous nation, China was another populous nation. So purposely they made Chinese addict, and that is why Mao Zedong basically rose against the British, and his freedom struggle, or the Chinese freedom struggle, is also popularly known as the Opium War. And finally they threw the British out, and they got the independence. However, Mao actually created a communist nation, communist China, and became a dictator of China. He was very popular, he was very powerful also, and Mao actually passed away on September 18, 1976, and his last rites were done on September 18, 1976 in Beijing. So this is a little trivia on China. Let's move to the next one. Let's talk about Voyager 1. And although Voyager 1 was launched by NASA, but I think it's a big step for mankind, because a lot of information which Voyager mission 1 and 2 are providing us are helping the science a lot across the world, across all nations. So today, on September 18th, Voyager 1, when it turns its camera back towards Earth, it took the first picture of Moon and Earth together. And it became a very remarkable picture, because it gives an image of how Earth and Moon look like from far off distance in space. So since Voyager is moving out of the solar system, and this was the first picture taken by Voyager of Moon and Earth together on September 18th, 1977. Let's move to the next one. Now this is about the internet, and as we know that the internet works on the World Wide Web, which is a web of network which is interconnected. That is why we call it internet. And to access these different pages which are available on the internet, you need some sort of a system, and you need some sort of a names for which you can search. So the names were the websites. Basically we call them websites, and these websites are allocated a specific name. Say for example, if Akulmach is a website, then you cannot have another Akulmach, otherwise it will create a problem for the viewers. So in order to bring order into this chaos, a new organization was launched today in the year 1998, which is now known as ICANN. In fact, we all know about this, and ICANN is responsible for checking all the names of the websites which are there and allocating new ones. So if you want to launch your website, you actually get the name of your website from this organization, which was launched today on September 18th, 1998. So friends, these are certain things which happened today. Today is an important day. A lot of important things happened, and I look forward to receiving your comments. I come in front of you live every day, bringing these trivias so that we can become more knowledgeable about our world. So friends, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again in the same program tomorrow. Bye bye and take care.